Hello everyone. One important term in power system engineering is power factor. In this video, we will be discussing on what is power factor, what are the causes of low power factor and the methods for improving the power factor. So what is power factor? Power factor is the factor of power which is actually used in the system. We know that AC power system consists of resistance, inductance, and capacitance. In the resistance, the power is actually dissipated in the system. But in capacitance and inductance, the power is energy is stored for one half cycle and released for the next half cycle. So there is no actual power dissipation in the system. So there is active power and reactive power in the system. Active power is the power which is actually dissipated in the system or the power which can be converted into another form, electrical to mechanical or heat or some other form is called active power. And reactive power is the power dissipated in reactive elements like inductance and capacitance. The resultant or the average power output in inductance and capacitance is zero, but there is power required for energizing the inductance and capacitance. So this will not provide any active or power output which is usable. This power is called reactive power. So the power factor is the factor of power which is actually used in the system, or it is the ratio of active power to apparent power. Apparent power is the vector sum of active power and reactive power, or the total power. So it is the ratio of active power to total power. Active power is the power which is used in the system. Or we can also define power factor as cosine of the angle between voltage and current in an AC circuit. So here we can see the vector diagram. Voltage and current lagging behind voltage by some angle phi. This current can be resolved into two parts, I cos phi and I sin phi. If we are drawing the power diagram, power triangle, we can multiply voltage on both components, vi cos phi and vi sin phi. The resultant power is vi, root of cos square plus cos square phi plus sin square phi is 1. So resultant power is vi. So vi cos phi gives active power and vi sin phi gives apparent power, reactive power, and vi gives apparent power. So power factor can be defined as cosine of the angle between voltage and current, or ratio of active power to react apparent power, or it is the factor of power which is actually used in the system. Active power is represented in kilowatts, reactive power is represented in kVAR, and apparent power is represented in volt amperes. Then what are the disadvantages of low power factor? Power factor plays an important role in AC system. Why? We know that power in AC system, power equal to VL IL cos phi. Active power which can be used in the system is VL IL cos phi, or IL equal to P by VL cos phi. So, or in three-phase system, P equal to root 3 VL IL cos phi, IL equal to P by root 3 VL cos phi. So, it is clear that current value is decreased with increase in power factor. When power factor is increased, current is decreased. So, for higher power factor, the current value is decreased. Load current is inversely proportional to the power factor, and with a power factor less than unity results in higher amount of current. And also large kVA rating of the equipment. kVA rating means apparent power rating. You know that alternators, transformers, etc. are rated in kVA. They have to supply both active and reactive power. So they are rated in kVA, that is equal to kilowatt by cos phi. So if cos phi is decreased, kVA rating is increased. More size of the system. Alternate source transformers with higher size is required for supplying same amount of load with low power factor. Another disadvantage is greater conductor size. As we said earlier, the current value increases with decrease in power factor. So with increase in current value, the conductor has to carry more amount of current. That means greater conductor size is required. Here it shows an example also. At unity power factor, if it is 10 kilowatt load, current is 10 kilowatt, 250 volt supply, 40 amperes. If it is 0.8 power factor, current is 12.5 ampere. So current is 50 amperes. So with a low power factor, it will draw more amount of current, 50 amperes instead of 40 amperes. So the conductor size should be more. And when the current is higher, the copper losses, I square R losses also will be higher, which reduces the efficiency of the system. Then voltage regulation is poor. You know that voltage regulation is the difference in voltage, sending into receiving end voltage. As current is larger, there will be large drop in the line conductors, and this will reduces or make the voltage regulation poor. Then reduced handling capacity of the system. Lagging power factor reduces handling capacity of the system because reactive component of current is increased, which cannot be used as actual output. Then what are the causes of low power factor? We know that most of the AC motors used in industrial applications are induction type motors, single phase and three phase induction motors. In induction motors is having lagging power factor. They are at light loads, their power factor is 0.2 to 0.3 and rises to 0.8 to 0.9 at full load, which causes lagging power factor in the system. And arc lamps, discharge lamps, and industrial heating furnaces also causes lagging power factor. Another cause is load on the power system is varying. As we know, during the morning and evening, the load will be high. But uh, like at night or early morning, the load will be very low. So during low load period, supply voltage is increased, which increases the magnetization current. This results in decreased power factor. In the transformers, the magnetization current will be increased at low load periods. Then methods for improving the power factor. You know that main cause of low power factor is inductive elements in the system. This inductive effect can be compensated by using a capacitor. By connecting a capacitor in parallel, we know that the current through the inductance is lagging and current through the capacitor is leading. So by connecting a capacitor in parallel with the load, we can see the phasor diagram. Here, initially the voltage is V, current is I. It lags by an angle phi 1. If a capacitor is connected across the load, the capacitor draws a current IC which is leading an angle 90 with the voltage. So the resultant current is I and IC. Resultant of I and IC is I dash. We can see that resultant current is having a phase angle of phi 2. Phi 2 is less than phi 1. So cos phi 2 is more than cos phi 1. So the power factor is improved by connecting a capacitor across the load. This can be seen by equation. Here we can say that initially the current is here we can see that by adding the capacitor, there is no change in the active power output. Only reactive part of the current is changed. Here, if current is I, this component is I cos phi. As I cos phi 1. I cos phi 1, and if current is I dash, this current is again I dash cos phi 2, both are same. So the active part is remaining same and reactive part only changes. Reactive part we can, while we are discussing the problems or next session, we will understood it clearly. Then power factor improvement equipments. First equipment for improving the power factor is static capacitor. The power factor can be improved by connecting the capacitors in parallel. It draws leading current and the loads draws lagging current. So this lagging current can be compensated by leading current provided by the capacitor banks. In three-phase system, three-phase capacitor banks are used. Main advantages are they have low losses, they require lesser maintenance, and there is no rotating part, so the maintenance is very little. They can be easily installed as they are light and require no foundation. They can work under ordinary atmospheric conditions. Main disadvantages are they have short service of life. Life is less, only 8 to 10 years of life. They have they are easily damaged if the voltage exceeds its rated value. Once the capacitors are damaged, their repair is uneconomical. Another method for improving the power factor is synchronous condenser. A synchronous condenser is a synchronous motor which takes leading current when it is overexcited. An overexcited synchronous motor, when the excitation field current to the synchronous motor is increased, then it is called overexcited synchronous motor. It draws leading current and it acts like a capacitor. It is called synchronous condenser. So, an overexcited synchronous motor running on no load is known as synchronous condenser. When such a machine is connected with the parallel with the supply, it takes leading current and it neutralizes the lagging reactive component of load. So, power factor is improved. Here, the synchronous motor is connected across the three-phase load. Here, the voltage is shown. Current lags voltage by angle phi. The current drawn by the induction synchronous motor is Im, which is having small amount of active component also, both reactive and active component. The resultant current is I, the vector sum of I and Im. So the power factor is improved from cos phi L to cos phi. Here, the vector diagram, detailed vector diagram is shown here. Initially, the current is this vector, or kVA is kVA1. And when the synchronous motor is applied, it draws a current, this one, or kVA, kVA2 is taken by the motor, rating of the motor used for power factor improvement. So it is having a active component as well as reactive component, kW2 and kVAR of the motor. So the resultant current is vector sum of this current and this current, or resultant kVA is kVA vector sum of kVA1 and kVA2, that is kVAT. So this active power part also increases a little bit and reactive part is reduces. So the new power factor is cos phi t. Then calculations for the power factor correction. Here the voltage is shown here. Initially current is I. When the capacitor bank is used, the current decreases to I dash. Vector sum of I and IC. When the capacitor is used, there is no change in the active component of current. So we can calculate it as I dash sine phi 2 equal to I sine phi 1 minus IC. I dash sine phi 2, this component, I dash sine phi 2 equal to I sine phi 1 minus IC. This IC will be this portion. This portion. I dash sine phi 2 equal to I sine phi 1 minus IC. Or IC equal to I sine phi 1 minus I dash sine phi 2. Or capacitance of capacitor to improve the power factor from cos phi 1 to cos phi 2 is IC by omega V, or XC equal to V by IC or 1 by omega C. Like that we can find the value of capacitance C. Also we can use the power triangle. Here the kilowatt rating remains same. KVA 1 and KVA 2 are the initial and final kVAR ratings. kVAR1 and kVAR2 are the reactive power ratings. So while using the capacitor bank, leading kVAR supplied by the power factor correction equipment will be kVAR1 minus kVAR2, or it is equal to OA tan phi 1 minus tan phi 2. This is tan phi. OA is kilowatt. OA tan phi 1 is this AB. And OA tan phi 2 is AC. So OA into tan phi 1 minus tan phi 2. Kilowatt into tan phi 1 minus tan phi 2. Directly we will get the kVAR rating of the power factor correction equipment. Thank you. In the next video, we can see some problems associated with power factor correction.